Hey guys, this is Eartha. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be using, for the first time, a Ben Nye product, and this is to recreate bruising and cuts for a scene I'll be doing, which is a fight scene. So two women have successfully fought off an attacker, and I need to do the initial impact as well as a day later impact. So today I'm going to do initial impact of a bruised eye, what it would look like right after the fight, not a day later when it would be darker. So this is going to be a light application. I'm going to use Ben Nye for the very first time. Thank you to my fellow YouTubers for all your great videos and information. Really appreciate it because I'm following all your lead. So now here's my attempt at it. So I'm super excited, and let's go. So where do you get this? First, I have a store locally called Nigel. It's a beauty emporium, so you can buy anything there, but they also have a special effects department. So if you're doing sets, movies, and all that stuff, you have everything you need at that store. I've also seen this on Amazon. So first of all, before I open it, let me just show you. It costs $20. So when you guys go, if you're just gonna buy this palette, this is the master palette. They had one that was 4 colors, but I really like to have more choice and just have everything I need. I feel like to do a great job, I need to have all the tools. So just like, you know, play baseball, you need a glove, you know what I mean? So I try to get exactly what I need to do the best job possible. So this was $20, and from what I've seen, it's well worth it and it will last quite a while. Now this is a cream base, so this is not alcohol activated. This is actually just ready to go. I asked if I needed primer first. They said no, just go for it. So let's go for it. First impressions, first attempt. Hey, it's never too late to start something new. Okay, let's go. So I'm curious if it has a smell or anything. I haven't even broken the seal yet. I'm just gonna rub my nail across it, see if it, I might need to get some scissors. Hold on. Yeah, I think I need to get some scissors. Okay, my first concern too is like, does it smell weird? So I've never opened it before. Let's see if it smells at all. Oh, it's actually kind of nice. It doesn't have any kind of smell, but the first like little bit I picked up was just a tiny, like a perfumey smell. But it's not crazy. Actually, just the smell just left. So maybe that was just for sitting in the package. I don't know. Okay, let's do it. I'm so excited. Okay, so you want to use these little spongy wedges and take your fingernail and pick out little bits to get in there, and actually when you apply it to appear as broken capillaries, you never want to have like a sharp edge. So I'm actually going to just take a little bit more off there, a little bit more off there. And that would be for like a bigger bruise area too. So I'm going to start off just with applying yellow, because yellow would be, I'm gonna touch it in here and see how much gets on my sponge. Yellow would be the first color behind all the other colors. I'm gonna kind of just touch and dab and kind of wiggle it a little bit. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Do, 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 do. Just a little bit. Okay, so let's see how this applies if I just do that and not use a brush. Let me just see how this first goes on. Oh, that's great. That's giving me just that little bit that I need. I also have a couple reference pictures up on my laptop just below. I'm dabbing back into the product just to get a little bit more. A black eye really pulls up into the corner of your eye and kind of settles down around the lower eye area, around the bone area. So you want to get a little bit of that yellow spread out. This is pretty much one of the first colors you're going to use, focusing on this inner eye as if there was a punch, and the punch went and created the black eye. So when you guys are doing bruises and cuts, first think, where is this injury coming from, so that your makeup can make sense to the injury and it's not just like a splatter of random bruises and cuts. So if your punch was coming to the side, which in this scene it is, it's going to be a big bruise here and it's going to create the black eye. So the next color I'm going to go in with is the red, and what I'm going to do now, because I don't need such a big area, is tear the wedge in half. They tear really easily. This creates already a really cool little like uneven texture. Oh, there you go, there's a shadow, see that? Very cool. So the next color I'm going to use is this deep red. I'm just going to dab it. I don't want too much. I want to build the color. So not getting too much on there. just to build, and that's nice uneven texture, which is great. So following my reference picture, the punch actually happened here, so I'm going to give that a little bit of red, a little bit under. This is first impact bruise, so we are going to get just the redness of the capillaries just first going. Okay. All right. Down the inner. This littler wedge actually gets on the inner corner, so I just put the color right here on the edge of the wedge. All right. I'll make that a little bit red. Okay, a little bit red here now. I want to build that up because that's going to swell in about 5 minutes, maybe 3 to 5 minutes after the impact. So I kind of want to create a little shadow too. Okay, so for swelling. All right, let's go to the next color I'm going to use. I'm actually going to tear this even further because now I'm going to get into a smaller area and start with the darker colors. So I'm going to add a little bit of this blue, just a little bit. Don't want to go too heavy because the real dark red blue colors are going to happen like about the day after the impact. And so let's go here. Create that blue kind of So I'm really excited about this fight scene because it is, again, two women who successfully fight off an attacker. And, you know, violence is never good. It's always a scary situation. And, but doing this makeup for this scene actually sets well with me personally too. So this is not to glorify violence at all. This is just for the scene. It's a very empowering show. It's a pilot I'm doing makeup for. Really exciting. Can't really say anything more about it at the moment. So I'll just leave it at that. Want a little bit up here. Okay, so now I'm just building color. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my red because what this would have done if this was really a punch to the face and it was a black eye, there would be just a little bit of red kind of coming over. Not really like a broken nose, but it wouldn't just stop there. So then I'm gonna go touch it with a little bit of that blue just to kind of make it purple. Red and blue make purple. And then just to give it a little dab of yellow, just to kind of get that around. You can use the other side of the wedge that you tore off that's actually clean to blend. So what I'm gonna do now is, because I added all those colors, is just sit here and blend it. Okay, and get a little bit over here. I'm gonna touch a little bit of red there. So the reason I'm not using the green yet is because the green will be part of the healing process of a bruise. It becomes a little bit green on the edges, so I'm not gonna use any green for this, but I am using the darker colors. I'm gonna touch a little bit of purple actually on top of that red to give it a little different shade of the red and purple. Go a little bit deeper here to really create that. So I'm just dabbing. I'm never swiping. Sort of dabbing is also just pushing the makeup into the skin. We do the same thing when we blend our makeup and we're using blenders, beauty buds, you know, for foundation and concealer. That's actually just pushing the product into the skin. So, all the above. All right, starting to look like a black eye. It's starting to come together here. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a little bit more of that purple. It's on my desk and I'm just doing this. I'm just dabbing it. So that's what I'm doing when I say I'm just gonna grab a little more color. It's literally just sitting there being dabbed on. Leaving this area open as an initial impact area. And then using the other side that's clear to actually remove some of that pigment as well and just kind of blend it out so it looks like, psh, you know? There's my husband practicing guitar in the background. I'm dabbing into the blue with the same sponge because what I'm wanting to do is create just that little different of color rather than going red, blue, yellow all the time. This is just kind of even blending all that. Okay, adding it to the center, a little bit under. Okay, now with that blue, using the same sponge that has all three colors on it, see how it's not saturated? It's little by little by little. I'm gonna go above the eye now. Lightly now, not as heavy. A little bit onto the lid, not completely onto the lid yet. This is initial impact. This is like the fight just happened. So the second day, all of this is gonna be darker because the blood has pooled, the blood has settled, everything has become darker. And I'm gonna add a little touch of red now, just here. And a little bit of purple. I'm just using the same sponge actually for all of this. And now what I want to do is create something here because I feel like that's just too empty. And so I'm gonna, same little thing, same little wedge, barely touching the yellow. I'm gonna barely just kind of recreate the process. There's red, there we go. There's a little bit of purple. And a little bit of blue. So this sponge now has just become like the the everything sponge. Okay, cool. This is like initial impact. What I'm gonna do also is grab a liner and not really get blood red, but a deep burgundy. So for the scene, you know, an impact would have created some kind of redness on the waterline. So I am gonna just not make it look like eyeliner, but get some of that on there. And on the inner corner. So just like, you know, that really just shows some impact has happened. Okay, just a little bit, not too much. So that's that as far as the initial impact. What you want to do is also set the Ben Nye cream with a powder, and that will sit through sweat. If your actors are, you know, changing scenes, it'll stay on. If they happen to touch their face by accident, you know, they forgot, it hopefully will not smudge as bad, but because it's a cream, you can actually fix it easier. I wouldn't say better, I would say easier than you could an alcohol activated palette, because the alcohol activated palette, such as the one I demonstrated the other day, which would be Skin Illustrator Effects, that actually like sets, like that isn't going nowhere, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's on. So this would be like initial impact, boom. If they smudge or smear, you can go back in with your little wedges and kind of touch up. And so that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I'm going to actually set it with some powder and show you a picture after, because you guys don't need to see me do that. Unless you want to see me do that, let me know in the comments and I can seriously make a second video for you for that. Side note too, for the sake of actors, you don't want to use alcohol activated makeup near the eye area. So you do want to switch it up to a cream based eye makeup for the eye area as well as the mouth. And I'm going to be doing eyes and a mouth cut, which I'll be using the cream based because it's not going to irritate. This will irritate the eyes. You have to use an alcohol, and 99% alcohol is very strong. So the fumes might make your actor tear up, and you don't want that. You don't want anybody to be uncomfortable. And we want to stay healthy and have our fun. So that's that. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thanks for watching my videos. I'm on a special effects journey. You know, it's pretty cool to be 48 and start something different, completely different, special effects. And I'm just like, now I see why people are addicted to it, because it is so much fun. And actually to be using, you know, professional makeup rather than just the makeup stash I have. All my other looks are just with my makeup stash, you know? So excited. Thank you guys for being here. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe for sure. Please share this video if you are, if you know somebody who's just starting out. Like, this is literally my first black eye I've ever done in my whole 48 years on this planet as an earthling. So thank you guys again. I know I'm just like having too much fun over here. What? This is so cool. Oh, side note, I saw some other guy who does special effects. He's like, people just dig into this stuff, you know, and they put it on a palette and that's how they can do it too. I just decided to dip into it with the sponge directly because I'm doing such a light look. If I had to go deeper, I would get a palette, get a scooper, go like that and put more of it. For the sake of doing a first impact black eye, this technique works. Okay, see you guys on my next video. Bye.